a lot of familiar faces. Unfamiliar face here? Eh? We'll try our best to find the reality. The reality which we got from our teachers. The reality we got to know because of the merits we have acquired for so many, maybe eons. We got to know the reality of this world from our teachers because of the merits we have, because of the fortune we have, because of the luck. I don't like the word luck because this is something we have worked towards, worked for. The other day, when we were talking to some people from Italy, I guess, usually to get some medicine, okay, you have this rare disease where you don't have, not an ordinary doctor would help you to solve your problem or cure you. You have a rare disease where you cannot get a cure from your day-to-day ordinary doctor. So you try the specialists, you try different people. You get to know, and then let's say this is a terminal disease, and if you don't get medicine, you most definitely that will be end of you. Now you find, you get to know that there's a doctor at the other end of the world, and it costs you an arm and leg to go there and get an appointment and get a cure. How much are you willing to go to that doctor? How much are you willing to pay to go to that doctor and get a solution, get a cure? How much? What is the upper bound? What is the limit? What is the limit? If this is a terminal disease and you don't have any other solution, you'll pay as much as possible, right? Everything you have, you'll pay and get that solution, get that cure. You go to any lengths to help yourself and solve that problem. What if we have a cure for not just one disease you have, to all of your diseases and all of your problems? Let's say there's a consultant that can solve all your problems, full stop. How much would you pay? How much are you willing to pay, or how much would you like to go at the lengths you go up to? Here's the thing. When we get to know that there is a solution, a single solution for all the problems that you have, that you had, you have, and you will have in the future. If there's one answer, how much are you willing to pay? You know, we here are That fortunate people that we have already paid that and come here. We have already paid and we have done the hard work and found our way to here to find the solution. I mean, I tell these things because you are all family affairs. Otherwise, you might think that how can you make such a bold claim that you have found the solution? But because we are familiar, it's not the first time we listen to this. We know this is the cure. This is the solution for all the problems. Okay, enough with the introduction. Yeah. So, how is our life? Are we enjoying our life? There are good times, there are bad times. Always, life is like that. Life is a roller coaster. It has good times, bad times, likewise. But they say that life is a struggle. Isn't life a struggle? Is life a struggle? You might say, yes, Swaminathan, life is a struggle, but it's meant to be like that. It's always a struggle. How do you say it's a struggle? Okay, we have different, okay, we have things we like. There are things we don't like. There's a struggle of maintaining things we like and getting out of the things that we don't like. That is the constant struggle, right? But we think it is meant to be like that. That is how it is. Life is a struggle, and that is how it is. But we struggle our way to success. That is what they say, right? We struggle our way to success. Why do we have to struggle? That is my question. Can life be inherently a struggle? Inherently be a struggle? Is it possible that life is a struggle, full stop? Yeah, our experience is like that, but is it meant to be like that? Why is life a struggle? Okay, nice example that we talked a few days ago. What are the causes of friction? In order to have friction, don't you have to have relative motion? If you don't have relative motion, do you have friction? You cannot have friction if you don't have relative motion. So, when you do this, what would happen? It'll heat your palms up. Now, if life is a struggle, if you always have this friction, doesn't that mean that there's a relative motion? Our life is a struggle, and there's friction always. Yes, we are very good at solving those and treating those friction to put oil or lubricants or whatever and solve all our problems. We are very good at it, but still we have friction to fight, don't we? Which means there's relative motion going on. So This relative motion, life has relative motion against what? That's the question that we should get an answer to. Another example that we all already talked about is, okay, now in Sri Lanka, you drive on the left side of the road. Left side of the road. Okay, you go to a European country, and you don't know that the vehicles there drive in the wrong side. No, on the other side of the road, and you don't know that, and you start driving on the familiar side. How's your life now? All the vehicles are coming towards you, to your face. Isn't life a struggle now? Always you have to maneuver to left, right, and curse the people who is coming towards you. There's a huge fight, right? Okay, even to go for 100 meters is a huge struggle. Why? You are not adhering to the laws of that country, of that land. You are not adhering to the laws of that land. That is why you have to struggle. That is why you have to fight. If you adhere to the law, do you have to struggle? No. Your life will be like business as usual. Just go with the flow. But if you don't know the laws of that land, you might have to fight your way forward. So now, as per the example, in our life, if we have to fight our way forward, doesn't that mean that we don't know the laws of the land? The land we live in or the world we live in? If we know the laws of that land, of that world, there cannot be a struggle. Do you all agree? If you know the laws of the land, you don't have to fight, you just have to adhere. Our life being a struggle means we are going against some of the laws. But the problem is, do we know the laws of this world, of this universe? That is our problem. That is why we are here to learn the theory of everything. That is why our teachers, why do we have to learn the theory of everything? Why do we have to know what governs this universe? Why? We know maths, we know physics. Why do you have to know the theory of everything or the underlying laws that govern the universe? Because when we don't know the laws of the universe, we fight against it unknowingly, which in turn makes our life a struggle. I know all of us here, we want to be happy. We want to just be serene and free. Is that what we want? All of us want that. But it's not an easy thing to do. When life is a struggle, is it serene? Is it calm? Is it free? No, it's a constant fight, constant struggle. It's just matter of understanding the reality of the universe. When you understand the reality of the universe, you don't have to have any relative motion. You just go with the universe and become one with the universe itself. Okay, now that we all got all the philosophical things out of the way, let's become practical. Okay, what is your life? What is our life? How can we define life? Life is, we can, one way to define life is to say that experiencing the world itself is life. Seeing sights, sounds, smell, taste, touch, thoughts, experiencing all this, isn't that life? That is life, right? That is what we call life. Now, when we experience these six, when we experience these six, we feel that we are living. Without these six, do we have a life? Do we experience anything other than these six as life? No. So these six is our life. Now we just have to understand what is happening underneath. What is going on? The classic example, the pen. The most talked about object of these sermon series. So, what do you see here? A pen. A red colored pen. What we see right now is red. Right now, what we see is red. Is there anything amazing about it? No, just red. What are the causes of seeing red? Light, some frequency signal, and the eye, the retina, the let's say the nerves, and the brain likewise. It's a process. Sight is a process. So now that the sight is a process, color you see in front of you is an effect or a result of a process. Do we agree? The color you see is an effect of all those causes. The light, eye, retina, likewise. On all the other causes. So now eye and light come together to give rise to red. Now eye and light doesn't come together to make the effect of red. Why are you telling us to suck eggs, Swaminathan? It's quite simple. Yes. It's quite simple. Yes. The effect of red has the causes of light and eye and nervous system. Of course. Right now, the causes doesn't align. Therefore, the red color doesn't manifest. Do we agree? Of course. What color is the pen right now? What do you feel? Still red. How can you prove it? See? It's still red. But the thing is, red is an effect of causes. I and light and the other causes come together to give rise to red. And right now, that doesn't manifest. Does it? No, it doesn't manifest. Then why do you call red that is there in the pen? Why do you call red as a characteristic of the pen, even when you can't see it? Don't you feel so? That red is a characteristic that is there on the pen, of the pen, that is there no matter whether you look or not. Isn't that how you feel? Red is there when we look as well as when we are not looking. That is our belief. And in order to prove that, whenever you look at the pen, you see color red. But earlier we agreed that I and light has to come together in order to give rise to red. Right now, I and light doesn't come together. Therefore, the effect doesn't manifest. That is why you can't see it. That is very logical. But the problem is, we believe when we don't see it, even at that time, the red exists. Red exists even when the causes are not there. Isn't that our belief? What is the underlying law? That when the causes come together, the effect manifests. The effect come into being. Like this. Right now, it doesn't. But we have a belief that the color exists even when the causes are not there. Don't we have an existence in our mind for the color red? When it is here as well as when it is not here. That means we don't believe that red is an effect of causes. We believe that these colors are the things that exist. Exist in the world. All this. Green? Okay. Green, right? Green? Right now? Still green, right? Yeah, you can see from the sides. Even this side is still. Is it still green? Is this side still green? How can you say it's not green? See? It's green. But is it still green? It's quite funny that even after knowing that you have to have the causes align in order to have the effect, even after knowing that, don't you still feel Still it's green? Still green, right? That means we believe green exists. Full stop. No arguments. Green exists. Whether the causes are there or not. I'm not talking about the pigment here, the green color. We all agree that green color should have the causes of light and eye coming together. Without those causes coming together, the color green cannot manifest. It is impossible to manifest. But even when those causes are not aligning, we believe the color is here. Okay. Let me simplify it. So, what is this made out of? Sponge? Plastic? Rubber? Whatever? In your world, what is this made out of? In your world. In your world. Four great elements? Is this a four great element? Four great element eraser. In your world, isn't it just color? Is there anything more than color here? In your world, so eye and light come together. Okay, let's draw. The worst thing. Can anyone remember the wavelength of red? Whatever. Something nanometer. Right? That comes and the eye. That's the lens, by the way. Let's see. Let's draw it bigger. Retina, lens, and the wave, the light wave. Now, let's say retina plus light ray come together here. Right? The retina and the light ray come together here. So the color manifests on which side? Here. Okay, retina is here. Can color manifest before here? So the light ray is coming. So here, can the color manifest? Here? Here? Or somewhere beyond here, right? Do we all agree on that? Because you have to have both of the causes together in order for the result to manifest. So it has to be somewhere beyond here, because there are more causes. If only these two causes are required, then it should manifest here. A flame. Heat, oxygen, fuel. When those three come together, where does the fire manifest? Next door? No, wherever the causes align. Similarly, where does the color manifest? If these two are the only causes, it should be here. If there are more causes that is down the line, then it should be beyond here. It cannot be this side, right? This is the eye, this is the retina, Where do you see color right now? In? Right now, where do you see color? Is it behind the retina or how do you feel? You see color in front of you. Isn't that how we feel? The color should manifest after this. It cannot be in front of it. But how do we feel? That the color is in front. Actually, are we looking at the external world? Are we looking at this four great elemented world? Are we looking forward? Let's say these nerves go to the brain. That's the brain. Very bad at drawing. That's the brain. So these nerves, all these things come together, and so this color should manifest beyond this line, not in front. Okay. Now, what is this made out of for you? Is it four great elements? No, this is what you see right now is a manifestation in the mind. What you see right now, in Pali we say rupa. Rupa. Or simply put, sight. The effect of the process of seeing is what you see. Does the process of seeing finish beyond before this line? No, it continues and it finishes in the mind. Therefore, if this is the effect of the process of sight, then what you see right now should be in the mind. Then, what is this made out of? It's just color. Nothing more, right? Can you see anything other than color here? Here? Everywhere? Can you see anything other than color? You can't see. You can see just color and some interpretations or the recognitions of that color. There are lines and you feel a depth. All are computations that is taken on top of color. Color and derivations of color. That is what we perceive right now. So, is it four great elements? No. Is this made out of atoms? In your world, is it made out of atoms? No. This is just color. This is an aggregation of color. Nothing more. Okay. You perceive an object here, right? What is an object in your world? What is an object in your world? Is it plastic? Rubber? No. An object in your world is this color or sight We all feel as a fixed entity. Fixation of color is what we call an object. Did we all agree that what we see right now is just color? If if everything we see is just color, every object that we perceive should be an aggregation of color or some sort of a derivative of color. An object in our world is a fixed entity. Fixation of this color or sight itself, what we say, what we tell, an object. Do you get what I mean? I mean, I see some blank faces, question marks. Okay. Did I start too deep? This theory of everything, after all, it's meant to be deep. No, I'm just kidding. So, do you agree that what we perceive right now is just a image in the mind? Is not the external world? If you perceive the external world, it should happen beyond this, before this. Therefore, what we perceive right now should be this way. Then it should be totally mental. Totally mental. Then we have the question, what are the things we associate? Who are these people we associate? If we can't associate four great elements, what do we associate right now? Who are the people on the either side of us? What are the things that we associate? Shouldn't it be just derivations of color? I'm just saying color as just sight, right? So the sound, smell, taste, touch is quite similar to this. I'm just taking color. The world we experience is just this process. If we forget all the other five processes, just if we take just the sight itself, what we perceive right now is just an effect of this process, nothing more. Right? If that is the case, then every object we feel, we see, is a derivation of color. Is a, let's say, combination of color. But we feel that we are associating an object that is there in the external world. That is why we feel that worldly or the external world's eraser has color. That is why when this is turned the other way also, we feel the color is there. Because we feel that we are looking at a eraser that is there in the external world. That is why we feel the color is an inherent property of this external world's eraser. Do you understand that what we feel as the real world we live in, and the reality is far apart? Don't you have a lot of questions now? But Swaminasa, this and that. Oh, it cannot be. You are just lying or whatever. Do you understand why the friction is there? Do you still believe that your perceived reality or the felt reality and the real reality, the truth and the felt truth are not one and the same? Then the struggle is obvious. You're driving on the wrong side of the road. Simply put, we all are driving on the wrong side of the road. That is why there's so much struggle. We feel that we perceive a world of existence. We feel the world is there whether we see it or not. Don't we feel so? The color is there in the world whether we see it or not. That is why I have to go and see that. There's a beautiful rainbow out there. What should I do? Go and see it because the rainbow is there. A color is something there in the outside world and I have to go and see it. Why does people want to go to Paris? To see what is out there. The Eiffel Tower, whatever. Louvre. It is there, right? Isn't that why we have to go and see it? It exists there. The colorful, the I'm making words, right? Colorful, the soundful, the smellful, tasteful world is out there. The world is your oyster. Go and experience it. Is that what they say? Is that the truth? Question. Do you have a world behind you? What's behind you? There are more chairs behind you. There's a wall behind you. Yeah. There's a gate. All of those are there, right? I and light should come together for the color to manifest. But don't we feel that a colorful world lies beyond me? Don't we feel so? Is it real? But don't we feel that it is real? Yes. That is why there's friction. We don't know the laws of this universe. We might know, but we don't believe it. The mind doesn't believe in cause and effect. Mind doesn't believe. The ignorant mind itself doesn't believe in cause and effect. Okay, another example. Ice cream. Good example. Ice cream. Sorry. What's in ice cream? The sweetness, the coldness, the creaminess is in the ice cream. Therefore, I should Go and have one. C6H12O6. Glucose. Yes. I know if I start drawing the molecular structure of it, I will mess up. So therefore, I don't. The taste buds. Let's say something like this. Taste buds. Okay, where's the taste right now? Is it in the buds or glucose? Which one? Where's the taste? Where's the taste? Taste happens when this plus this plus the nerves plus the brain. That's not a brain. No, it's a brain, right? Glucose, taste buds, nerves, brain. All of these should come together to give the effect of taste. Right? The effect of all these causes is what we call taste. Yeah? What do we feel though? The sweetness resides in the ice cream. Even when you are, okay, the person next to you is enjoying an ice cream. What do you feel? The taste I don't experience right now is in the ice cream. I vex because I don't have the ice cream because the taste is in that cold tub. Don't you feel that coldness is also there? Coldness is also there in the tub even when you don't touch it. It's there, right? When I touch it, I experience the cold. That means even when the causes don't align, these sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch are there in the external world, and those are characteristics of the external world. That is what the mind believes. But the taste, all six, including taste, is something that manifests only when the causes align. Only when the causes align. This is a beautiful question. Do you fear death? Do you fear death? Why so? Why? Why do you fear death? What happens after death? I will not be able to experience the world. World is your oyster. Therefore, I have to go and experience it. After I die, I cannot experience. The world with sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch exist in the outside world. When I die, I'm not going to experience it. I'm going to miss out. Isn't that how we feel? Is that real though? The causes of taste is all this, right? When you are dead, these causes are not there, right? Let's say the mind and all these causes are not there. So, does the taste manifest when you are dead? Then what are you going to miss? Are you going to miss a taste that exists? You understand? So, you feel that taste is there and I'm going to miss it. Okay, simple question. Are there any colors that you cannot see right now? Your vision, right now you see some colors, right? Are there any other color that exist that you cannot see? Let's replace the word color with sight. Are there any sights that you cannot see right now? Sight is the effect of seeing, right? Can there be any sight that you cannot see? It's just counterintuitive. Can there be any sight that you cannot see right now? If the sight is the effect of the process of seeing. Do you get it? Is it Greek? I think I get out the wrong side of the bed today. Is it too deep? It's theory of everything. So you should expect. I don't know. Something's wrong with the chair, I think. I know how this chair feels right now. That is why they call Dharmasan. Okay. Okay. These are the components of sight process. Light, nerves, brain, all that. So the effect of all these is called sight. Right? This is the process of seeing. These are the components of the process of seeing. So, can there be sight that you cannot see? Then why do you go sightseeing? We feel sight is something there in the world and we have to go and experience it. Sight is something that is there in the external world and we have to go and experience it. But the reality is, the sight itself is the effect of these causes. So, are there any sights you cannot see right now? Whatever the causes align right now is what you see right now. And that is all what is there to see. There's nothing more to see in this world. Seeing is what is happening right now. You see, right? That is all. It's very hard to fathom, right? It is very, very, very difficult to fathom. But isn't that the truth? There's nothing more to see. Because when the causes align, The sight manifest. So let's replace the word again, sight with color. Are there any color that you cannot see right now? Again, sight equals color. I have to make sure I write the British pronunciation, otherwise. So, sight equals color plus depth. Let's, for the simplicity's sake, let's say color, right? Is there any color? If the color is a manifestation of these causes, light, eye, retina, nerves, all that, if it is a collection of those, if it is a manifestation of those causes, when those causes doesn't align, does the color manifest? No. Then are there colors that you cannot see right now? They cannot be. So what are you missing? Do you miss any color? Any sight? Then why do you want to go to Paris? Hawaii? I don't know. Wherever you want to go. Why? Because there are sights that I must go and see. Friction. Color is a manifestation. Sight is a manifestation of causes. But we feel color is something that exists. How does that happen? Okay. How does that happen? Mind is always run on views. That is how it decides things. Doesn't the mind always keeps on taking decisions all the time? It does. How does it take decisions? It takes decisions according to the views it has. Yes? So, right now, how do we perceive this existence? In the sense, simply put, that green color exists. That green color exists. If green color is a manifestation of those causes, how do we feel otherwise? How are we fooled? Everything starts with a view. The view is existence is true. Existence is real. There's something beyond manifestation. Is that your view? The color exists. The taste exists. I exist. The primary fundamental view that is there in the mind is that existence is real. Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch exist. That's the view. Though mind has that view, let's say ignorant view, the view of ignorance, even though the view is there, that the existence is there in the world. What happens is the nature doesn't support. The reality of nature is the manifestation. When the causes align, effect manifest. Cause and effect is the reality of nature. But mind view is quite the opposite. Therefore, it goes into huge vexation because it wants to perceive this existence. There is this attachment towards the experience of existence. Because the mind believes that existence is real, there is an attachment towards experiencing existence. In order to experience the existence, there is this attachment. This attachment, now it has attachment towards existence, but the reality of the world is that existence is a fallacy. Therefore, there's a mismatch. Now there's vexation because of the mismatch. Now the problem is, mind truly believe existence is there. How can you prove it? Don't you feel that color exists in the world? So, the mind believes that it is true. Even after knowing that the color doesn't exist in the world, don't you feel so? Right? So, that is the view. That is the strongly instilled view. The view of ignorance. The view of existence. The attachment happens and therefore the vexation happens. Now the problem is, mind cannot bear this. Mind is a very active thing. If it cannot find it from the world, what will it do? It will create it itself. So the process of abhisankara happens. And this continues to manifestation until the manifestation of jati, also known as ego. Because of this ignorant view that existence is there, the existence is the truth, the mind goes into this state of creating existence, perceiving existence. This is ego, or jati is perceived existence. Simple as this. Green exists. That is ego itself. Existence of color. Existence of color. Existence of smell, taste, touch. Okay, Guru Hamdro is out there in Australia. New Zealand, I guess. So he might be preaching right now, right? The sound is there, but we can't hear. Because the sound exist. When I say Guru Hamdro, he is out there. The sight of Guru Hamdro is out there. But we cannot see. Don't you feel the existence of Guru Hamdro? When you say Guru Hamdro, you feel sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thoughts, all that. Don't we feel an existence somewhere that if I go there, I will see? Jati, there is a felt existence. It is not something that is real. That is a felt existence. I'm not saying that it is wrong to feel the existence, that it is again an effect of these causes. When these causes align, the effect manifest. We don't have a say over it. But the problem is when the perceived reality and the real reality is not matching, the friction is there. That is why we have to understand the reality of manifestation. Only when the causes align, the effect manifest. When the causes doesn't align, the effect does not manifest. The Pali term is hetum paticca sambhutang. Hetum, the causes align. Hetum paticca sambhutang, the effect manifests only when the causes align. Hetubhanga niruchyati. The manifestation doesn't happen when the causes don't align. Like behind you. Does it manifest? No, because the causes doesn't align. Imagine like you all are right now in a film hall. Whatever you see on screen is what manifests. Can you just look around and see something? I mean, let's talk about the world of the movie. Can you look back and see? No. Similarly, what you see right now is the manifestation right now. When the causes align, what manifests is what you see right now. There's nothing that you cannot see or behind you. But when you look around, what will happen? The causes would align and the effect would manifest. But don't we feel that we live in an existing world? Do we feel that what manifests right now is only what we see? Or there are more to it? We just see these things. That is our experience. So that is the world we perceive. In Sinhalese or the Pali, we call it loka. The world. There are, so the world or loka. What do I call loka? Loka is that experience of existence that is behind, in front, and that exists through time. Do you understand what I mean by loka or the world? That you feel that is there even when the causes are not there. That is what I call loka. Loka, loka samudaya, loka nirodha, loka nirodha, gamini, patipada. What is loka? What is loka? When you say world, it doesn't carry the same meaning as loka. When I say world, I'm not talking about this prograde element world. The world that is there, the world of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch that we feel that we live in. Do we have a world like that? Don't we feel a world like that? The world. How does that world come into being? How does that world come into being? Because of ignorance, attachment, vexation, abhisankara, and the manifestation of world. Again, what is the world? A world with color, world with sound, smell, taste, and touch that exist even when I cannot see it. World, arising of the world samudaya, world, nirodha. What is nirodha? When the view of ignorance that existence is true. You understand when I do this, right? Existence of green color, when you know that it is a fallacy, you will understand green color is a manifestation. When that happens, the experience of existence of green color does not happen anymore. World nirodha. How do you do that? How do you do the world nirodha? By understanding the manifestation, understanding this manifesting nature of nature, the characteristic of manifestation. When you understand the characteristic of manifestation, oh, anicca dukkha anatta. When you understand that, more you understand, this process gets weaker and weaker, and it doesn't manifest anymore. That is called loka nirodha gamini patipada. Dukkha, dukkha samudaya, dukkha nirodha gamini patipada. Can't you just look at green color and attain Nibbana? Green color to Nibbana. This is the thing. What we have to do is just understand this reality and apply it throughout our life. We have to see the world through the lens of reality. What is the reality? Let's say simply color. Color is something that manifests only when the causes are present. When the causes are not present, there's no existence. It doesn't manifest anymore. So that is the reality. We is that the reality we perceive? No. We have to see our life through the lens of that reality. We have to see the world through the lens of reality and just live. We live in this world of existence of sight, sound, smell, and taste and touch. That is the world we live in. While living in that world, we have to see through the lens of reality or lens of manifestation and just live life. That is what we call vipassana. Seeing through the lens of reality or real manifestation. Every moment, our task is to see the world in that lens. It's easier said than done. What are the causes of that? Okay, when I see and when I tell and when I stress these things, it is just a manifestation. Don't we all feel that, yeah, it should be true? The next moment, we just again live in the same old existing world. That is called noble companionship. If you can do it in the morning, during the day, if you can do it 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 5, 10, 50, 100, 1,000 times a day, if you can remind yourself this, if you can remind yourself about this reality every second of the way, that is why the Sambuddha Sasana is here. That is the task of the Sambuddha Sasana. That is why they say 100% of the Sambuddha Sasana is noble companionship. Reminding ourselves or guiding ourselves to see the world as a manifestation rather than an existence. Existence is built. Existence is built on top of ignorance. Manifestation is built on top of truth. What supports this is ignoble association. What supports this is noble association. So why did Lord Buddha said the whole sasana is built on top of noble association? Because it is the path to Nibbana. The sasana is path to Nibbana, right? There's nothing more than that. The path to Nibbana is paved on the noble association or reminding you that this is just a manifestation, giving you views constantly that this is just a manifestation, not an existence. That is noble association. That is why I live in this asana. That is why I wear this. That is why I am here. That is why I am in the midst of all these noble friends. All of you. Because you all When you talk to me, do you always talk about existence, existence? No, we talk Dhamma. We talk about manifestation. We think about manifestation. We discuss about manifestation. We contemplate, we chant about manifestation, not existence. That is noble association. That is why the noble association is the 100% of path to Nibbana or the sasana. Okay, how do we apply this to our life? How do we practically apply this to our life? Let's take the ice cream example. Why do we want to have ice cream? Because of the taste, the coolness, or the creaminess, the smell. That is the whole experience, right? All of these are there in the ice cream. Those are the characteristics of the ice cream. Okay, who wants to experience an ice cream that it isn't cold, isn't sweet, isn't creamy, and none of it? You want to experience an ice cream like that? Of course not. In four great elements, do you have all those things? The coldness, is it in the four great elements? Is the taste in the four great elements? Is the smell and the creaminess, the cold, all that, are there in the four great elements? No. Then why do you want to have ice cream? Because we believe that those things are there in the ice cream. As long as we believe that those things are there in the ice cream, can we stop ourselves from going after it? Maybe we have taken a determination. No, I'm going not going to eat ice cream, no matter what. But what does the mind say underneath? Ice cream. No, no, no. Ice cream. Yeah? That is because mind truly, honestly believe that the taste and the smell and all those are there in the ice cream. Friction, friction, struggle of life, constant struggle of life. As long as we believe sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch exist in the external world, there is a constant struggle, fighting to gain that experience from the world. Okay, let's go to the world. Why do they have so many companies in the world? Because they want to earn money, capitalize on it. Right? It's capitalism, right? After all. So why do you need money? In order to buy sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Economics. World economics. There's a world economic crisis, country's economic crisis, the economic outlook. Why? whether I would be able to achieve sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch I like, because that exist in the world. Why do countries have war with each other? Mostly in order to take control of resources. Why do we need resources? Because we want to experience sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Why are there wars in the world then? Because of not knowing the truth. Why are there why are they building cities, building megapolises? I'm not saying any of those are wrong. That is how the world is. I mean, we just have to understand it. We just have to understand what drives this world. What drives this world is a belief that this sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch exist in the world. That is why people chase after it. Why are there people always on a rat race? Running on the rat race, what would they achieve? What would they achieve? Money. By earning money, you can. What can you have? Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Nothing more. Don't we see that the world we live in is based on ignorance? Not knowing the truth? That these things exist in the world? Isn't that why there's an economy of trillions of US dollars? Isn't that why NASA is functioning? Isn't that why we are sending rockets to the moon and Mars and all that? Because we believe sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch exist in the external world. So, what can we gain out of understanding the manifesting nature of this? What can we gain out of it? Mind seek for happiness, right? Why does it seek for happiness? Mind is seeking for happiness. What does it inherently mean? It does not have happiness right now. If it has happiness right now, would it seek for it? It wouldn't seek for it. By seeking happiness, it means that it is not happy right now. So, when the mind understands the manifesting nature of this sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, is there anything that it can go and achieve? Is there any happiness that is there you have to go and get? When it understands the manifesting nature of this, let's say, light ray and eye coming together to manifest the color, when it understands, okay, earlier we said color or the sight is is the effect of the process of seeing, which means the colors you see right now is All what is there. There aren't any color that you cannot see right now. If you understand there is no color that you cannot see right now, would you run after anything? Would you go in search of anything? No. You are inherently happy. Your run stops. You don't run. You're just happy as it is. So, can you remember the story of this Angulimala chasing after Lord Buddha? After chasing after Lord Buddha, after being unable to catch Lord Buddha, Angulimala told Lord Buddha to stop. What did Lord Buddha said? I've already stopped. Why don't you? So the mind which understands this doesn't have to run. There's no need to run. There are no colors that you cannot see right now. Then is there anything to go and find? No. So is there a need to run? No. It has already stopped. The mind that believes that there's things to see in the world, it has to run. It has to chase. It has to go after things. So, hasn't Lord Buddha stopped? Isn't Angulimala just at that time still running? Yes, he was. If your mind still runs, that is only because it doesn't understand the truth. It believes in the existence. That is why the mind is running. When it understands the manifesting nature of the universe, there's no need to run. There's no need to chase. There's no need to do anything. I'm not saying that you'll be very lethargic, very, I don't know, very negative. No, it's far from it. Mind will be able to do anything when it knows its manifestation, but there will be zero expectations. It will be inherently happy. In order to go from existence to manifestation, we just have to understand the manifesting nature of this. More you understand, more we all understand the manifesting nature of this. Easier it is to live our life. The nature of nature is that manifesting nature. When the mind understands the manifesting nature, what happens is it becomes one with nature. It becomes par with nature. Is there any friction now? No, zero friction. Smooth, calm, serene, and free. Free of the fires of raga, dvesha, moha, desire, aversion, and delusion. There's no desire, no aversion, no delusion. It's one with nature. Doesn't have any friction. Just smoothly going with the flow. It is in the state of acceptance, because what you see is what you see. There's nothing more than that. The sight is what manifests, and that is all what is manifest. All manifests. Nothing more to it. There's nothing to go and search for. There's nothing to go and get. What manifests is what manifests. And the mind has come to terms with it. And it has accepted it. There's no fight. There's no struggle. Free as a bird, light as a feather, cool as a cucumber. Isn't that serenity? Isn't that freedom? That is why we are here for. That is why we try and understand this reality. That is why we try and understand the theory of everything. More you understand this, all those worldly problems will fade away. More you understand the reality, more you understand the nature of nature, less fights are there, less struggles are there. Quite free. Okay. I think that is a bit deep. And do you all have a headache? I didn't mean to give you any headaches. We'll try to unravel and explain these things in more detail rather than trying to explain the whole thing. More we go through these things, easier it will be and clearer it will be. We just have to clearly understand what is happening in our life. Right now, when Guru Hamdro comes on stage, he tells a truth. In our real life, we have a truth. This truth and this truth are not same. Our truth is that we live in an existing world with friends, family, children, assets, everything. We live in that sort of a world. And Guru Tero comes here and explains that this is just a manifestation. And those two truths doesn't tally up. What we have to do is to understand the reality of our life through the lens of the truth that Guru Tero, the noble lineage, teaches us. Through that lens, we have to understand our life. Sometimes we say we have to understand the Dhamma. Of course, in order to apply, we have to understand the Dhamma, but it is not about understanding of the Dhamma. It is the understanding of life. What is this? What is the reality of the life I experience? The truth of my life and truth that is given by the noble lineage. We have to match. We have to tally it up. That is what we call practicing of the path. We have to always see our life, our experience through the lens of the truth that is given through the noble lineage. There are Pali terms for that, but I'm not going to mention that. But that is what we call vidarshana or vipassana. looking at our life through the lens of the reality, of the truth. Again, we come back to what drives this. What drives this contemplation? Noble association, noble views. That is what drives us to see through the lens of Dhamma, lens of the truth. Therefore, use all your merits in order to have this noble association. Sorry. You are very, very meritorious people. We all are very meritorious people. That is why we are in receipt of this clear truth. You can explain anything, anyway, in any shape, in any angle, the truth of this universe. I mean, it is that clear. It is because of all our merits we can explain these things like that. With all the merits, we have to take the determination to have this noble association and have this understanding and to fulfill the understanding. There's nothing more to do. So use all your merits and have as much noble association as possible. Have that determination each and every day to have as much noble association as possible. Have the firm determination to have as much noble association as possible. Because noble association is what drives the understanding of manifestation. Okay? I think it's a bit too much for one day to talk about so much theory. So it is all about practicing this. During our 7 days of our lives, we just have to practice as much as possible. May the noble triple gem be with you all.